issue, and I think that it will be better to have a look in comparison between Vietnam and other countries regarding this multi-party arbitration, especially for our construction industry when we have employer, main contractor, and subcontractor. Yes, I have three the case and how it's in our central in Vietnam and in the Southeast Asia region. Yes, this case is from how to say in the Gulf, Middle East case. But just imagine that you have employer enter to the FIDIC contract with the main contractor, and then the contractor in that contract, the main contract, the contract impose a delay penalty, civil law, to the main contractor for each day in delay. And also, as is a FIDIC contract, we have the nominated subcontract with the NSC, the nominated subcontractor. So for some part of the work, with the project in delay due to the NSC, then the employer retain the payment owing to the main contractor by apply the delay penalty. And then the main contractor also submit the extension of time, and because the delay occurred by contributed by the nominated subcontractor, the employer rejected. So I just provide some scenario going to the arbitration. Yeah, one of this case is arbitration. First one is the main contractor file a case against both the employer and the nominated subcontractor in the same arbitration center, on the condition that both contract in the same arbitration center. The second scenario is the E files the case against the main contractor, and the main contractor file another case against the subcontractor. And then he requests for consolidate of arbitration, request the center to consolidate the arbitration. And the third scenario is where the when the employer file the case against the main contractor, then the main contractor will file the counterclaim against the employer and request the nominated subcontractor as joiner for being responsible for such delay. So we have three scenarios with the three methods. First is the request for arbitration from multiple contracts. The second is consolidation of arbitration. And the third one is joiner of additional party. Let's see how the center in arbitration center in Vietnam doing this. As Mr. mentioned, we have more than 35 arbitration center in Vietnam, with VIAC is the most popular and the longest serving. So in VIAC, we can see that we can do the request for arbitration from multiple contracts. It's in Article 6. Or we can do the consolidation of arbitration as per Article 15, but we cannot do until now with the current rule, cannot do the joiner of additional party. In comparison with many other central in the Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, Đắk Lắk, or Da Nang central area, we can see that many central don't have such kind of multiple party arbitration clause, and some for those that have, in fact, the clause is identical with SCLVN clause, VIAC clause. How is the clause of VIAC? Yes, this is clause 6 regarding the request for arbitration from multiple contracts. Yes. This is very simple if you compare with other French, but this is how to say, the mechanism that provide mechanism for the party to do the multiple for arbitration for multiple contract in the one. And in Article 15, we are also provide the principle for consolidation yet, but the requirement is may agree, and the centers will decide this, consider the relevant matter. Please note that VIAC not mention which is the matter that they consider, don't like the other center, but yes, the arbitration will be consolidated to the one that comments first. So you can see that we at VIAC already have the can doing with the first scenario and the second scenario, but we cannot do with the third scenario. How about the other center in the area in Southeast Asia? We have a check with Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand. And we found that regarding the consolidation, yes, many centers have the similar to VIAC, have the consolidation of arbitration. Regarding the request for arbitration from multiple contracts, what I have found is only Malaysia, Philippines, and Singapore. And regarding the order for additional party, I only have Cambodia, Malaysia, and Singapore have the clause. For me, I'm concentrated on this rider because you can see that if I'm the main contractor or the arbitration by the employer, I would prefer to take the subcontractor, the nominated subcontractor into the arbitration together for this case. And let's see how NCAC, AIAC, and SAC deal with this one. As SAC already mentioned and discussed by Dimitar, I just checked with NCAC and AIAC. Yeah, in NCAC clause 35.5, third party joiner, yeah, they have the requirement that all party, include the third party, had consent for such rider in writing, and the tribunal will make the decision. Yeah, and AIAC also rider of the party in the requirement and also the consent in writing, and the decision will be decided either by the central AIAC or when there is the arbitral tribunal will be decided by arbitral tribunal. And finally, yes, they decide whether to allow or not. They will concern with this. I mean that the relevant matter is here. So that's all for my short presentation. Only a few minutes. I just want to point that looking at this end of this year, VIAC is undergoing to change the rule. But as per our discussion, we understand that due to the limit of the Vietnam law on arbitration, so the rule of VIAC can only be revised on this or at this joiner of additional party after the law on arbitration have been revised, and that law in fact is not controlled by the arbitrator, but right now under the the association of lawyers who is doing that work. So I think that we still have a long time to wait before this joiner clause can be added to the rule of VIAC. Yeah, for me that's